Hey everyone, and welcome to Commander Clash. This week we're doing something different. We're doing a callback to when we started playing the game, what cards were interesting to us as new players to Magic the Gathering. And they could be good cards, they could be janky cards. Most likely they're going to be janky cards. So this is going to be a throwback to our beginning stages. So let's start off with Tom. What are you running, and when did you start playing?
When I was young, my brother threw a bunch of 6th and 7th edition cards at me, and my friend Kevin and I tried to play Magic without knowing the rules. Wasn't too successful. We put it away for a while, and then we really started playing right around Lorwyn Mirrodin time. And right around Lorwyn is when I really started playing competitively. I started drafting, started going to FNM, and then right towards Shadowmoor, Eventide, and then Shards is when I really started getting involved in EDH. And so the first deck I actually remember building, though, was this terrible, 112 card mono white deck filled with random stuff from the Mirrodin battle deck that was kind of equipment based, but also had a bunch of 25-cent rares in there from a rare box. And one of the cards I definitely pulled out of that rare box was Jareth, Leonine Titan. And he stayed with me ever since. Not my first ever EDH commander, but the first legendary that really kind of stood out in my head as, wow, this guy's really, 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 really cool, and I have to play him forever. And I've just loved Jareth ever since. He doesn't make it into too many decks nowadays, but he is definitely one of the coolest legends out there. He's just a huge cat giant with a big shield that can get protection and it's just awesome. I love this guy.
Yeah, he's a great blocker, and he can repeatable way of getting protection from a color, so that's quite interesting. It also is cool that you got into EDH so early in the format's inception. You said after Shadowmoor block around that time.
Yeah, I really kind of hopped on the bandwagon pretty quickly, actually. I remember we were reading some of Sheldon's articles, and I grew up in Florida, so I mean, a lot of the Florida Judge Group are one of the main people that spread EDH around, and one of the judges of our store really wanted a bunch of people to play EDH. And when you're a kid and you can build a competitive deck with a bunch of 25-cent rares, it's much better than having to spend a lot of money on a single card when you could spend a lot of money on a deck, which was really what was really appetizing to me. And I loved the format, and I dived straight in. We formed MTG Radio kind of at the end of Shards block, did a whole podcast about EDH, and it's been a love affair ever since.
Yeah, so you've really got to see the format evolve since its beginning. That's really cool, man. Seth, what are you running? When did you start?
Okay, so this was actually kind of challenging for me because unlike Tom, I didn't really come from an EDH background. So I started playing sometime around Ravnica. The first draft I remember doing was Shadowmoor. But the way I started playing was while I was in college, one of my roommates had played Magic before and kind of gotten out of the game, and then went to his mom's house for the weekend or something and came back with this just huge box of Magic cards that had been in his basement, and they were mostly original Mirrodin block or around that time frame. So that was the card pool we had to play with, that I learned to play with, was a lot of these just original Mirrodin block stuff. So the first deck I remember building, and it's kind of telling because I do against the odds now and stuff, and it was essentially an against the odds deck. It was a Eon Storm deck that was looking to put charge counters on random do nothing artifacts and then take them off to shock people to death with Eon Storm. Eon Storm's this enchantment. It's 2 in a red, and you can pay 1 in a red and remove a +1/+1 counter or charge counter from something you control to do 2 damage to something. So that was the first deck I remember playing. So when I was tasked with building this kind of throwback commander deck, I decided that I would try to sort of recreate that deck in 100-card form. So this has as many cards as I could remember from that deck. Lots of modular cards, anything that deals with charge counters. And for my commander, I went with Bosh Iron Golem, just because I remember that being the right time frame. It's the right colors. A lot of the charge counter stuff is artifact based, so it kind of fits the theme. So it felt like the most, fitting and flavorful way to have a commander for that deck.
All right, Richard, When did you start playing, and what is your deck?
So you can actually see my first game of Commander. It's on YouTube, Commander Clash Season 1, Episode 1.
Sure.
That's fairly recent, so that's not fun. So I went all the way back to when I started playing Magic, and we essentially played Commander. It was 60 card decks, non-singleton, so normal decks, but we played free-for-all, like 48 players. So it was pretty much just sitting around casting bad creatures and politicking. So it's Commander. And my commander is the biggest, baddest creature of them all, a 5/5 flying Baron Singer for 8 mana. Bigger than Sarah Angel, bigger than Singer Vampire. Homelands, one of the greatest sets of all time. So, Baron Singer, here we are, mono black. I'm playing basically all the black cards I played. It was a really bad deck, so I added some modern staples for card draw and control. But all of the finishers and all of the creatures are 90s era Magic. So you're going to get to see some pretty terrible black creatures. I was looking back, and black creatures didn't used to do anything useful, apparently. The only ones beefy enough for today's standards are probably green, and even then, quite questionable. But it'll be fun, and I have some perfect cards because you're all playing monocolor decks, so that's actually pretty interesting.
I actually remember back in the day how basically green was supposed to have the good creatures, and then once you veered into like black and red, you would have like awful creatures, and blue would have like decent flyers. And it was like very strict on that too. Like you could only get certain things out of certain colors. They've been much more flexible lately, but like creatures, especially in
the
black,
color pie was
pretty
definitely
shifty.
well defined. The art back then is pretty sweet. I specifically chose old versions of the Magic Online art where I could find them, so you can see some mid '90s demonic cult Magic the Gathering art that put all the parents in mass fear.
Sweet. That's exciting, man. And Homelands. That's great. All right. And this is Tomer. I started, my older brother got me into the game initially. He just wanted somebody to play with. And so he gave me a green deck, an awful, awful green deck that he could just beat me up with his mono red goblin / Shivan dragon deck. And sometimes with his like mono black dark ritual into turn 1 hypnotic specter deck. And so I had to beat him with Llanowar Elves and a Iron Bark Tree Folk, which is a 3/5 vanilla creature for 5 mana. And it was not very good at dealing with Shivan dragons. So I immediately decided to try to figure out how to beat my brother, but with a very limited card pool. I just basically his junk shoebox that he kept all the cards he wasn't really interested in. And I managed to scrounge up a mono blue Merfolk deck. It ran 1/1 Merfolk, Merfolk with the Pearl Trident, and a couple other even worse Merfolk. And the saving grace was Lord of Atlantis, which gave all your Merfolk +1/+1 an Island Walk, and also Counterspell, which I could actually efficiently deal with a Shivan Dragon if I had the mana up for it, and also unsummon. And I managed to actually beat my brother a couple times until he actually lost interest in playing me with this deck. And I didn't really do much more Magic after that until around the Mercadian Masks block, where I got into this Magic the Gathering magazine. Uh-oh. I guess I should have done the timer or something. Yeah, we'll have to
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
We'll have to restart that game.
Oh no!
What happened?
I lost the
Tomer
game
ran out of
due to
time.
inaction.
Oh no!
How'd you lose? Oh, due to inaction.
I did.
Okay.
I didn't keep my head.
Oh my god, that's so funny. You got to keep it in now.
We
All
should
right,
just
boys
tell-
and girls.
Well, Tomer's already lost.
Yep,
Yeah.
we'll switch.
All
We'll
right,
switch to
I'll
my
keep my hand.
perspective.
All right,
The
yeah, I'm
comment
good.
section will not be pleased.
Oh
Who's
man!
listening first? All right, so game 2. So just to finish up my long-winded story, I played a little bit during Ice Age. Then I came and started playing heavily in around Mercadian Mask block and continued on through Onslaught block. And that was mostly due to like this official Wizards of the Coast magazine that basically got me involved into like the competitive scene. So I started going to FNMs with a Blue Skies deck that was really cheap to make, and it was able to go toe to toe with the much more expensive decks that at the time I just could not afford. And then I took another break, and I came back during Shards of Alara with a couple friends. And then I took another break, and I came back during Innistrad, the original Innistrad. So I'm running a bunch of cards that were very important to me during all the times that I re-entered Magic the Gathering. And hopefully I get to show you some of them.
Sounds great to me.
Okay, so starting hands. And let's start off with Tom. How's that hand?
It looks pretty cool. I've got a couple of, well, my favorite cards from when I was growing up, and definitely a couple of the 25-cent rares that I got that have served me well in the beginning days of my EDH, so I'm happy with this.
I guess I'll keep this.
Tentative keep. This hand has lands and some card draw, and even a piece of ramp. Oh my, I have to keep this. Yeah.
You were smart enough to play ramp when you were a child?
Well, it was during the time that I played, and it seemed like it was okay. I don't actually think I put Sky Diamond in any of my decks. Oh, and it's Sky Diamond, by the way. But I remember the artwork was pretty cool, so I included it. Why not? Ooh, full art Zendikar.
Oh yeah, I have a large collection of full art Zendikar lands. I was playing a lot during Zendikar block, so Zendikar lands felt like the correct call for this one.
Nice old school swamps. I remember those
Old
swamps.
school swamps. Now, back then we didn't have matched lands. We didn't know such thing as whatever land you found. But
And whiteboard was fine because there was a lot of what was it, Chronicles?
yeah,
And
I
like
actually
also-
played during fourth, so by then beta lands were actually pretty hard to come by, and even revised was a bit hard.
Soul Ring.
But
Oh, don't
Seth-
worry.
Seth knew to play with these good cards.
Oh yeah.
What is this arc bounce? What?
This is
Here
pretty
we
All
good.
right,
go,
we're gonna
boys
have
and
to
girls.
explain this one.
So basically, when it deals combat to damage to something, it gets a counter, and then when it dies, it has modular, so I can move all those counters to another artifact creature, or remove those counters to Eon Storm and ping you to death. That's plan A.
So whenever Eon Storm appears, we have to kill Seth. Is what I'm getting right now. And until then, just leave him alone.
It's really not as threatening as I make it sound.
Ooh, Junior's Kite.
The good old. I'm gonna pass for about 6 turns before I can cast Sengir.
So we dodged the turn 1 Dark Ritual Hypnotic Spectre play.
Yeah,
Nice.
did
So
not
very
have
happy
that.
about. Are you
job,
running
everybody.
that?
Of course I am.
Oh, awesome.
I couldn't do my all-star first turn double Dark Ritual Singer Vampire because it's singleton, but single Dark Ritual Hippie is good too.
I'm going to charge up my Mirrodin's Core. I don't think I actually had to pay mana for that. And then who should I attack? I guess I'll attack Tom since he actually has something on the battlefield.
Sounds about right.
The one with the most permanent. This would have been a pretty sweet turn 1 play. Well, I mean, not sweet, but, curve and everything. Let's just play the Sky Diamond that I already told you about. Yeah, it's Sky Diamond. It's ramp. I actually didn't think it was very good back in the day, but, I mean, it was a card that I was aware of.
I'm getting up planes, and I'm playing a planes, and I'm tapping out and passing.
It's matching planes, though.
Yeah.
That's the key. The Furious Tap. Oh, okay.
Yep.
I thought you were you were gonna just slam down a turn 3 play.
Nope.
Not-
Slam down the pass.
Not even close.
Well, I guess Tom still has the most permanents.
You're not inaccurate.
And so I just tap this. All right, let's play a land. I have the mismatched lands because I definitely remember not paying much attention to the lands I put in my deck back in the day.
That's pretty on theme for Seth.
Just kind of grab a handful and go with it.
Arcbound Crush. Trample
Yes.
1/1. A trampling 1/1 for 4. All right. Whenever another
Limited.
artifact
Yeah.
enters, yeah. Huh. Ooh.
Not even close to limited all-star either. That card is just... That's a Magic card right there.
But it could be a 2020. All right, so back in the day, I really liked Wayward Soul. I didn't put it in any of my more like competitive decks, but I really liked the artwork, so that's why I played it. Yeah, that's it.
Well, I'm going to play two very antagonistic cards. Wall of Reverence was literally in any single deck that played white for a very long time for me. And then this next card was a card I tried to make work ad nauseum. Like, it just, every single game I tried to play this card. Malicious Pride, a 1-white tribal enchantment Kithkin. Whenever another non-token creature I control attacks, like this defending Wall of Reverence, I can pay a white. If I do, I make a 1/1 white soldier tapped and attacking. I love Malicious Pride. I still try and sneak it into decks because at least they're soldiers, but it's getting more difficult as better cards come out.
I remember Richard made some good work with it at some point. When
Nev's Disc!
Nev's Disc, the only sorcerer removal in black, or white back then.
Oh, that's a sweet art, too.
Very important still. Does not kill planeswalkers.
Well, I have more artifacts. The memory jar. And, well, I guess it's Richard's turn for some modular damage.
I really like the art for Arcbound Crusher. Just
It
looks
is
really
pretty sweet.
cool. Yeah.
That's fine.
Like, I'm not sure what else to do. So let's see. I'm going to, I guess, pass and maybe try to do that.
That was a good thing that I wanted because I'm not hitting lands. Let me just do this first. Even back in the day, I like drawing cards. If people watch this series often enough, they'd realize that I like drawing cards. And sure enough, that's always been the case.
Hey, is that the blue Harmonize?
Yes, it is. In fact, it is the original Harmonize.
That it is.
Also, fun fact, Char was originally a blue card.
Oh, that's
Also
right.
really weird.
Oh my gosh.
Was it
That's
Psionic
crazy.
Blast?
Psionic Blast, yeah.
Psionic Blast is the original Char.
If I was playing
pay 3.
blue, I'd be playing Psionic Blast. I loved that card.
I actually thought it was pretty bad because why are you taking 2 damage to yourself? That seems awful.
I remember getting the Player's Rewards version of Psionic Blast, actually. And that really made me want to run it. Because it's just some dude with a weird brown helmet just, like, taking a blue shot to the face. It's funny, but then I was like, oh, I know what this card does. And I ran it in a couple of decks, and it actually did some work. And no one expects blue to randomly deal 4 damage out of nowhere.
Yeah, definitely. You don't think, like, oh no, I have to stay over 4 life or else the blue player will burn me. I resolved the Concentrate. I will play my land because I hit a land, yay. And this was an important card back when I played Magic seriously for the first time. This was a crucial piece of a Blue Skies deck, which was just basically cheap, efficient flyers, a bunch of unsummon effects, and some cheap counters. And I'm going to hit... I don't really want to hit Seth and make him want to attack with his army. I can't hit Tom. And I don't really want to hit Richard. Wait, don't I want to hit Richard? I see no reason not to. All right.
Oh, man, this is why you don't play
agree.
the disc. The disc just makes everyone hit you.
I mean, you're just going to pop the board anyway. I probably shouldn't have even played that Cloud Sprite, but whatever. It's a Cloud Sprite.
Well, I'm going to get another land off this Journeyer's Kite. It's doing exactly what it used to do when I was a kid, which is, hey, Tom, do you need lands in this deck that you put a lot less lands than you should have? Yes, I do, Journeyer's Kite. Here, have some more lands then. So thank you, Journey's Kite, for always being there when I need you.
This is not an old card, but I need it to actually draw into my cards.
Oh,
Here's a staple from nowadays.
What happens if I crack memory jar in response?
I
Anything?
love Siphon Mind.
I don't know, but
We
should do
all discard a card. Actually, you should probably crack it in response.
Do we discard a card? We discard a card
Yeah.
from our new hand, right?
You discard a card from the new hand, but then he draws the cards to his new hand, and those go away.
Yeah, but then I can't cast anything that I draw off memory jar.
That is
Oh, that's true.
true.
Oh, yeah.
But that would kind of make memory jar worse.
I have a fun card to discard. It's not a card that I want to discard, but it seems like I still get value out of it. Think Twice, which was one of my favorite cards when I came back during Innistrad, and it let me draw cards. So
I discarded one of the coolest promos I own, which is the Hebrew Glory promo.
yes,
Which is obviously not on MTGO, but I love that card. It is beautiful.
and I love you
and,
for having it.
I played it so often. It was so cool.
I
So obviously I had to put it in the deck.
I also have that in my trade binder. It's worth like almost nothing even to this day, but
Mhm.
it's the only Hebrew card, so it's pretty awesome.
So what does memory jar do for us? So it makes us discard like mill 7 cards? Is this what this effectively does?
Kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He
Well,
gets
you
to
get
play,
to draw, you get to play your cards, but we just mill, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess Tom is open nano. Tom can do something.
Isn't this a vintage card? I thought Richard would be like super.
This is
always
like
come across memory jar.
too legitimate. This is not a 5/5 flyer that can regenerate vampires.
All right. I think I'm gonna crack the memory jar. Hopefully, get some more artifacts or an Eon Storm would be sweet.
What sweet cards do I lose? Oh, nothing.
no.
of
Oh
value.
no! I like all these cards.
I'm pretty satisfied with ditching these. Thanks.
All right, let's keep playing mismatched lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Oh, I really want to play this, but I can't discard this. Oh wait, can we? Oh no, I would discard that too. All right, so I'm gonna play Fellware Stone.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think I have to just play this because this is like, if I'm not going to win with Eon Storm, this is how I'm going to win.
Hmm.
So.
Yeah, it's the Dark Steel Reactor.
Oh no! It's all over.
Of course,
Wait,
it's
so
a you
modular
would-
can put stuff
Modular
onto
only
it,
goes
right?
on creatures, unfortunately.
They're,
but
they're only +1/+1 counters. He's looking specifically for charge counters as well.
So how does he get charge counters? Or are you just gonna wait 20 turns? I'm
I do
confused.
have some. There's some janky things that put
Yeah.
charge counters, like tap to put a charge counter on something.
Yeah.
But I don't have a way to just put 20 on something or anything. And I guess that's all I can do. We'll keep charging this up.
What is the Mirrodin's? Oh wow, that's pretty good.
And
Oh wait, no,
then
never mind. I just fixed his color. I thought it was a battery.
Richard can blow up my board. Well, I'm going to send this one at Richard, this one at Tomer, I guess.
No.
Are you going to blow it up? All right.
Yes, I'm
both
gonna blow it up. Just send it to someone else, and I won't blow it
He's
up.
gonna blow it up eventually anyway.
All right, both at Tomer then. Sorry,
What?
YouTube audience.
Oh, no,
don't
Tomer
yell.
has gained the favor of the crowd. Can't do this.
You've done a horrible mistake.
I had to choose between getting all my board blown up or having YouTube be angry. And I think I made
Realistically, though,
the
Rich
choice.
is probably gonna blow up the board right before his turn anyway.
Yeah. Carrion Ants? Oh man, I like Richard's deck a lot.
What?
There's a Nightmare. A
So
Vamp
Nightmare
Tutor?
is actually my trump card. I
Marriott
don't know what to do now.
Crux of
I could have
Fate.
tutored, but I don't know. I had to prevent Seth from killing me, so I had to keep my mana up.
I lost my
Dragon Age.
Provax, Ascendant Hero. I'm so sad. This guy was awesome. Is still awesome.
Ooh, and land tax? Land tax is a sweet card.
Yeah, Lantax is actually quality. But Provax,
It pumps your team.
Yeah, I love crowbacks.
Oh no, there's a think twice. Such value.
Yeah, that's why I discarded it to the Siphon Mine. Got some value back. So come on, Richard. You know you want to pop it.
Ambassador Liquatus. That is the world's slowest mill.
I have a story behind Ambassador Liquatus. When I started playing MTGO, I started playing Standard. And obviously I couldn't play a Standard deck that was expensive and the cool kids were playing. So I played Solitary Confinement deck with Ambassador Liquatus, which was a terrible rogue deck. And it slowly milled you while I was impenetrable. And it took like 40 minutes, and sometimes it would time out, and people would rage, but I would get my wins, and that's all that counted. All right, and now
nice.
I have a pretty sweet play. Here is Ribbon Snake, which was another integral part to the Blue Skies deck that I ran back during the Mercading Masks block, Standard. And seems like a good time to drop Standstill. Another card I enjoy. Good times.
Oh.
And I'm the only person with a threat at the table. Go Ribbon Snake.
Wait, are you not counting Darksteel Reactor as a threat, Tomer? 20 turns from now, you're going to regret that.
I'm not going to tap out, but I'm certainly passing. I'm not breaking Standstill. Since there's a 2-3 on the board, I could not care less.
Oh, you'll see.
I want to draw 3 cards if possible.
I have plans for this Ribbon Snake.
Well, I guess I just make land drops and 2 more, and I can cast my Baron Singer. Hopefully, someone will break Standstill.
It's not gonna be me.
Haha, counter number 1.
I'm pretty sure Seth is winning in this race.
Yes, you guys do. Play nothing into that Standstill for 19 more turns.
You only have like... Oh. Yeah, even if I attacked you with Ribbon Snake from now on, you'd still outrace it.
It's okay, we can make sure it doesn't have flying. It'll be fine.
Oh, goodness, no.
Each of that player's opponents draw 3 cards.
That's the worst part.
Oh, man. Well, one of you should cast a spell.
Oh, you...
Well, I'm going to start putting some pressure on Seth.
Hang on.
Really put the heat.
Wait.
No, don't you dare.
Boom.
No.
Not
That's
flying pressure.
Oh, no. The humanity. Oh, it only had
This is
2
going to be the most
wings.
boring game ever to watch. It's
Oh,
going to be us activating Ribbon Snake a bunch of times.
Oh, no. Tom getting the last activation.
Tom's
I
winning
lose
on the
twice.
activations.
What else am I supposed to do? They're just Standstill out.
He's a stack master.
I'm kind of just hoping I draw a wheel, and then I'll wheel and crack Standstill, and then everyone's happy.
Oh, no.
Look what you've done, Tomer. Look what we've done.
Okay, I thought the Ribbon Snake was going to be a bigger threat than it currently is, to be honest. Because if I did this in a Standard game and we were at both at 20 life, oh, you'd be sweating right now.
I'm still not sure about that. Oh, goodness.
It was really good back in the day.
It's pretty much going to be the first person to run out of land drops who's finally going to be like, all right, fine.
I think my Darksteel Reactor actually raises Ribbon Snake.
It does
scenario.
successfully raise. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. Who has Artifact Exile, guys?
I use my 1 Divinal's Disc. It's over.
It
it
wouldn't
can't
even
kill
take
it.
it.
It's indestructible.
Seth might actually win this game because we have no answers.
Me again?
Well,
I
we
gotta
kill
pressure
the guy
you.
who's winning. The guy's gonna win in 18 turns.
You're the only one who has a legitimate win condition on the board. You also hit me down to 31. And my abacus. My abacus
Oh,
remembers.
I drew a land. I am not pepping Standstill. This simple. Draw land, play land, don't pop Standstill.
Oh, should I cast Baron Singer into the Standstill? Is it worth it for a 5/5 flyer and go down 9 cards?
You're not down 9 cards. It's just everybody's up 9 cards.
I do want to see some +2/+2 counters.
I think Seth's actually
Yeah, at
Is
what
there,
point
like,
do
a
we actually have to
doubling
try killing stuff?
season effect.
I'm
like
killing him.
you
Okay,
both-
what are you guys doing? Apparently just removing its wings.
Oh, this thing actually has wings. I didn't know.
Hey! Right off the top.
Did you draw a land?
Yep, that's what I'm hoping
job.
for. Keep that pressure up.
It's an awkward standstill by everybody else. Alright, come on, land off the top.
I'm not getting hit by the flyer.
Wasn't it you, Tomer, who said you hate people that play lock pieces that don't actually win or progress the game?
It is progressive the game. I'm dealing with Seth.
And you have these people that keep taking the fall for a lot of games.
I can never beat Tom in these stack battles.
Oh, I drew a land. All right, let's keep going. I yield.
Okay, I honestly thought Ribbon Snake would outrace Seth. I just didn't do the math.
I think it might.
My bad.
No, do I win by 1 turn if this is how the game goes?
Yeah,
There's
when
no
you
way.
have more, like the second clause isn't at the beginning of your upkick; it's whenever you get 20.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I think I would, I would win by a turn, unless you psionic blast me in response.
Well, that is a card that I would have been aware of.
All right, back to this square.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes!
Oh no! I'm rooting for Tomer to have to break his own standstill. That's always the worst feeling.
That is not happening, even if I lose. Oh, no.
Wait, what is this activating from?
From my graveyard.
What?
I can. I got nothing else to do this game.
You could just play cards. I'm not stopping you.
Oh no, I let Seth win the stack battle. This is the worst.
Boom! Mirrored
Oh.
score. Oh man, YouTube
excuse-
is gonna love this.
Blue. The top comment's gonna be like, skip from here. I drew a land. I'm not even mad. Let's go. The pass.
Oh no! Someone miss their land drop for once. Come on, Rector.
All right. We gotta do something here.
Don't kill my ribbon snake. Anything but that.
So you all get to draw 3, and I do nothing. This is terrible.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we're probably gonna hit the person that's causing you the pain.
Hmm.
Turn this into a political gain. Are you gonna let me draw 3 cards?
Yes, but you
Nice.
see, none of my threats are worth 9 cards. So the question is, what should I play? And will Baron Singer immediately die, and I'll never cast them again? That is the question.
I won't kill Baron Singer.
I've got nothing.
Unless he attacks me.
All right. We will start. You guys get cards.
Yay!
Ooh.
Icy Manipulator.
Icy Manipulator. Cannot find the original art. It's not on Moto. They
The
use
big
this
boy's coming to
for some
play.
reason.
Ooh. More evasive
was-
flyers.
3 mountains. Hooray! All that for 3 mountains.
And
Oh.
here we are.
Oh, where's
That's
the
a
surf
legitimate
tokens?
good
Come
card.
Singer
on,
Autocrat.
give me the surf
Are
tokens.
these the super buff surf tokens?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Aw,
Oh no, they changed them. What happened?
I like the old ones.
This is the time spiral
love
one.
old
Why do I
ones.
have the EMA tokens?
I don't know.
Worth. What did
Moto
you do?
failed one.
Oh, we can't blame Worth anymore.
Oh, we still can.
Should the tokens match the card set? I thought they always did.
They don't really
Yeah, I
care
don't
about
know.
EDH. We've already went over this.
My Crockle board didn't work. Of course they don't care.
Those monsters. Oh no.
Everyone's just going gangbusters now. We can play cards again.
All right.
Oh.
I do remember playing this index back in the day. Oroki Hatchery. Can make some snakes.
Snakes.
Works
You
with
make a lot
charge
of
counters.
You pay 5, you get 4 snakes.
It's a deal in Kamigawa.
Ooh.
OP.
All right. I guess it's commander time, right? I need to draw more in by jank. And nothing's better at drawing jank than Arcanis. So the reason why I picked him was he was actually one of the first commanders or legendaries that I saw that was really immediately cool to me. I didn't really care so much about the draw 3, to be honest, but just the artwork looked really cool, and his flavor text looked really cool. He kind of had like the Boba Fett appeal of like he's just like mysterious and powerful, and you don't really know what's up with him. And he's also a wizard, and I love wizards. But the fact that he now draws 3 cards is amazing.
That was like the least Tomer thing I've ever heard you say. I didn't really care that he drew cards. That does not sound like Tomer.
Initially, and then I realized how much I love card draw. And then Spiketail Hatchling. I actually ran this a lot again, also in Blue Skies. Not really good. It's like a poor man's Judge's Familiar. So
Force Spike is a little worse when it's sitting on the battlefield.
yeah. Also an EDH.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
Yikes.
Kick 2 times? What are you getting back?
Give Zendikar and Worldwake.
Come on, Krovax.
What?
Yeah,
Come on
buddy.
down.
Oh, Ameria Angel and Krovax?
Krovax is actually awesome on this board. It kills like half the creatures.
Not my hatchling.
It kills the snakes.
You monster.
The serfs. The
And
serfs. There are farms to be. What do they even do?
I'll
What do
pay
they?
one.
Well,
Sure.
it's gonna die anyway.
Oh yeah, of course. I could have misclicked. That's the appropriate play to make.
Well.
Boop.
Well. Oh.
Oh
And we'll
dear.
just keep it going.
Okay.
Good old reconnaissance.
I don't know. I'll tap this blue mana in case.
No, I will tap it in defiance.
The real reason I played Krovax was to make Ribbon Snake a 1/2. Because as a 2/3 flyer, it's too good.
You got black
Oh
knight.
no!
I
It's
can
actually for
block.
white.
I can block Tom, except it doesn't fly. But
It's
I
also
got
a
a flyer
1/1
in my
now.
hand. We got Fallen
It's
Angels.
looking
with
pretty
this-
scary right now.
with this new art. For some reason, they didn't have the original art of an angel with clipped wings.
Oh yeah, that's cool. And she has like bandages on it and stuff. Yeah, the previous art was better.
That was one of my favorite cards. Got the combo with breeding pit. Then you'd actually get an on-curve creature at that point, and you sacked another creature.
Man, this Krovax is it's ruining
You
everything.
can't even kill it. You can just keep returning it.
Your 1/1 modulars cannot be played. Oh no, sorry, the Orochi Hatchling. What was I thinking?
Yeah.
That's kind of a wah-wah.
Hmm.
Oh, but it's also
Kind of
charge
maybe.
counters. I see it. I see what you did. What is it? Oh my goodness.
Oh, don't worry.
Is it his commander?
Oh man! Oh, I love
Apparently,
this
back
game.
in the day, I used to like to pay lots of mana to make tokens that get killed by Krovax. So I get to choose a color. I'm gonna go with white, I think.
Oh no!
Oh.
And creature type. Hmm.
You should choose cat.
That would be a good option. Instead, though, I'm gonna go with a brushwag.
All right, fair.
Brushway. Sweet. Let's see what I can do. Step 1. Win the game.
Sorry, what?
Mind over matter.
Oh my goodness.
So I did have one win condition in this deck, and that was definitely mind over matter. It works very well with Arcanis, and it was during the time that I started playing the game. So, boom, boom.
Oh goodness.
I've got nothing.
Yeah, it was just convenient that it was in my hand since the starting of the game. And then I will do this with the draw 3.
Well, I think that
I'm
probably
gonna
does
press
it.
this F6 button because I got nothing.
What is the actual win con?
Laboratory Maniac.
Hmm.
Eventually. Do this. Discard this.
I don't think there's any stopping it with the removal because he can always just tap and untap to draw again on the empty
This is why you need the split second removal to stop this shenanigans.
I
Oh, there's
have
my
returned
Merfolk Pearl Trident.
in hand, which I would love to cast, but I wanted to play the fun stuff like Crovax and Emiri Angel. I love this deck.
How much mana do you need?
4.
I can untap stuff with my mind over matter.
Oh yeah, he can do it in response. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
He basically has unlimited mana and his entire deck in his hand.
pretty much. So I shall keep doing it. Ooh, Sand Squid. I always thought it was pretty cool because it's a squid.
You're not wrong. Sand Squid is also kind of legitimate.
And then boom. Oh! Alright, this is my first favorite big creature. I'm basically just going to go over while I do the combo. Leviathan was my alternate win condition. For an easy price of sacrificing 2 islands, each time you want to untap it, you may attack with it. So I'm just going to keep doing this.
Yep. That dude was so big. If you ever get the chance, you should look up the original Magic RPG Chandelar, which is a microprose game for the computer. And it was actually really cool. You would go to a bunch of different towns and you would buy cards to upgrade your deck. And one of the cards you could buy is Leviathan, and Leviathan is one of the most expensive cards in the game.
Because it was considered great.
Yeah, of course. It's actually a speed run, and you can speed run Chandelar. And how you speedrun Chandelar is the whole entire goal of the speedrun is just to buy Shivan Dragon as soon as possible and make it so the only card in your deck is Shivan Dragon and lands. And then you get this special power-up in the dungeons where you can where it automatically puts one of the creatures at random from your deck into play, and you just start each game with Shivan Dragon in play, and you win the game. And it's hilarious and super fun.
I heard good things about that program as well. Like, it was legitimately fun.
It's old. If they were going to redo that kind of concept, it'd be a fun way to do it for sure.
I'm going to just keep doing this.
Wait, is
Well,
there a
that was
way to
my
give
mod,
creatures
guys.
-1/-1? This Crovax kills half of the Lab Maniac.
It does kill half of the Lab Maniac.
I don't got anything, man.
Hmm.
Oh, he can also untap his lands. I forgot about that part. Or even more SOL.
Well,
Let me
we got to
just
stop it like now
Let me
before he
just
draws all
do
this
that
stuff.
now.
He's got 21 mana if he wants it.
Yeah, the thing is he can just do all this at instant speed. Like, even if we try to kill it, he just, like, keeps doing this because he has so many cards in hand.
I guess that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But we wait for him to not notice as he's telling his stories, and then we get him.
That's possible. Oh, okay. Story time. Yoshin Soldier. I really liked this card initially before I even played Magic because it had really sweet art and it was from Antiquities. It's not a good card, but you know.
So
that's my story.
Speaking of old school stuff, I think why don't we do a round of where did you guys get your usernames from?
Ooh. All
So
right.
I got it. Why the only fish? Is it because of MTG Goldfish?
That is correct.
Did somebody already have the account MTG Goldfish?
I don't remember. I don't remember why it was the only fish. I actually do not remember at all. It's possible that it was already taken, or I actually have no idea. It's been too long, even though it's just like 2 years ago. I don't remember exactly. I'm gonna have to make up a good cover-up story for this. We'll make up a new origin
I
story.
once
'cause no
had a
one knows.
goldfish. It was my prized pet, and it got me into Magic the Gathering. Boom. Tom, what about your life in llamas moniker?
When I was 13, whenever I would play Super Smash Brothers, I would always have the name Life. I always thought that was a really cool name to have as far as a screen name, but that's taken everywhere. And so when I first started interacting with the internet, I realized that you can't have an email address at life@gmail.com. And so when you're 13, you think stupid phrases are funny. And so the phrase llamas burn and combust, but mostly burn, went around my school for some reason for a long time. And so I just made a username called Life in Llamas. And it's stuck with me since I was 13. And since I started playing MTGO years ago when Zendikar was out, it's been my username on MTGO for a long time. Of course, that's why a lot of my stuff nowadays have more official names, because it's very embarrassing when you go into an interview and you're like, actually, we just reserved a hotel at St. Augustine, and I use my Life in Llamas account, and they're like, sorry, could you spell that? And I'm like, no, you got it right. It's Life in Llamas at Gmail. And he's like, are you bringing llamas? I'm like, no, there's no llamas.
Are you a llama herder?
But yeah, it's just stuck ever since. I'm sure there's an old RuneScape account for Life in Llamas somewhere.
So, have you ever considered changing your Moto account, or are you just used to it?
I didn't know I could do that, but at this point, I'm just going to keep it consistent. Because I already purchased the MTG Radio account, but that now means that the MTG Radio account exists, so there's that. And I don't want to redo my whole friends list and stuff. It's a whole bunch of things. Tomer's almost won, guys.
Almost did it.
Almost there.
Almost there.
I want to see if there's any shenanigans by Richard. Now's the time.
I don't think
Here?
there's anything useful. I got a necromancy in my hand. I can reanimate something at instant speed.
Huh.
What can we do?
Do you even have mana for that?
Oh, I have mana.
Oh, okay. You got a dark ritual?
No.
We gotta call the week here.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry,
Okay.
Sengir Autocrat.
Alright.
Does this do anything?
And then... Wait,
need
where's
like
my mana?
If you could clone,
Oh,
even
wait,
that wouldn't matter.
It
But
didn't happen yet. Hold on.
Well, does it
I
have
used
to
my
be your
surf
graveyard?
any graveyard.
All right, let's see what has Tomer discarded so far.
Uh-oh.
There's a deep analysis down here.
Oh man.
There's a Tim. Does it give it haste? Oh, but Tim
Tim?
would die. Never. Prodigal Sorcerer.
Yeah. Yeah, that would die to Krovax, and it wouldn't be enough damage for Arcanis.
There's a bribery here?
Oh, it would be
Man.
enough damage for
Like
Maniac.
with good cards.
I don't know if there's anything good. I already looked.
Yeah, I know there isn't. Yeah, you're...
I
We
tossed
need,
my
like, a
donate Illusions of
split-
Grandeur.
Split second ETB creature. Well, we can cast this. Target. Wait, why can't I target
you gotta get
Snapcaster Mage?
You gotta get the mana first.
Oh, I didn't get the mana yet. Okay. That explains everything.
Get Snapcaster Mage.
Okay. Flashback, call of the week, sacking Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
Hey. Ooh, is there... No. Wheel effect doesn't do anything.
It would make
Wait,
me win
Snapcaster just
faster.
dies. I can't even do it. Man.
It's an enter the battlefield effect.
Oh, you still get the flashback.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I wanted to sacrifice it.
Oh, that was the plan.
What is going on right now?
No, that's it. I can't do anything useful. I will just Vampire Tutor.
Could you?
What? My Moto's freaking out, actually. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Snapcaster
God,
trigger
no.
was like going over and over and looping. All right, what is this?
If we cast enough things, Tomer might F6 and die.
That's always a possibility. A bit too often, actually. Do I draw 3? Hey!
Good game.
That's battlefield.
Game.
Okay.
Yeah, the deck was mostly all jank. I ran the donate Illusions of Grandeur combo without any chances of actually finding the combo pieces, because I read in the magazine it was a tier 1 deck in standard while I was reading the magazines. I had Masticore as a also alternative finisher because the magazines taught me about Finkel's famed pro win, which was Tinker into Masticore, because that was the best finisher at the time. Yeah, just a bunch of random stuff like that. Just when I joined Shards of Alara, I played a lot of Grixis, so I had Fate Stitcher and a couple cards like Gather Specimens. And then when I came back to Innistrad, I loved Snapcaster, I loved the Elver's Secrets, that deck, so I added those. Laboratory Maniacs, like my favorite win condition of all time, so I threw that in. And it worked with Arcanis and Mind Over Matter, which is by far the best finisher in the deck. Like the only real legitimate one. So you got to see it, basically, especially since I had to draw my entire deck and discard a bunch of cards. Tom, what neat stuff did you have?
As far as cards that I kind of wish I got to show off, there's 3 specifically. One is Seth's Tiger from Future Sight. I have like 12 copies of this card. It's a Flash Cat. It's a 3/3 for 4. When it enters the battlefield, you gain protection for the color of your choice until end of turn. I thought this card was broken. Like, when I first saw this card, I was like, what? It's an instant speed white creature? What? You get protection? Oh my god, that's amazing! And it never won me a game, and I still love it to death. And then Wall of Nets. It's a 3-mana 0/7 defender. At end of combat, you exile creatures blocked by it. It's just a card that kind of showcase some of the power level that I eventually grew to love. And then Aurification is probably one of the enchantments that cycled in and out of EDH decks for years. 4-mana enchant. Whenever a creature deals damage to you, put a gold counter on it. Each creature with a gold counter on it is now a wall and has Defender. But then when this leaves the battlefield, you remove all gold counters from all creatures. So, like, whenever a creature attacked you, you would turn it into gold. And I remember, like, pulling off foil and putting it on my opponent's creatures, and then realizing it was a terrible thing to do to your opponent's creatures, and stop doing that and just putting tokens. But it was I love these 3 cards a lot. I wish I kind of got I didn't get to show them off too much, but I got to show off a lot of my favorite cards anyway. So this I really liked this week and kind of the decks we got to play. So I'll pass it on to Richard.
Yeah.
You saw part of my combo, Icy Manipulator. There was a Winter Orb floating around.
Oh, no.
So I could have locked her one out. Also very good with cards like Royal Assassin. Destroy a tapped creature. I can tap your creature, Royal Assassin it, or I can Royal Assassin twice. You saw the other cards. Nightmare, Lord of the Pit. You didn't see, but Lord of the Pit
Lord
was
of
the
the
big.
Pit. Oh, man.
Was the big finisher with Breeding Pit to
Amazing.
generate tokens. And I actually had Yawgmoth's Will. I actually could have stopped Tomer had I known he had a 2-card win combo, because I could have Yagged Will for a sweeper. But Yawg Will with the rituals, the culling of the week, for a big drain life to try to kill someone. Yeah, that was it. And you saw some of my creatures: Black Knight, the Pump Knights, Order of the Ebon Hand, Will o' the Wisp, 0/1 flying that can regenerate. And I had Juzam the Jin in my deck just because I wasn't smart enough to play it as a kid, but same era. And
I remember
had
that
known how
card
good
was
it
incredibly expensive when I started
was really
playing in like Ace Age.
It was expensive when I was playing.
Yeah.
But by then, Legends cards and Arabian Nights cards and stuff were pretty expensive. And by expensive, I mean like $5-10.
Yeah.
They're like, dual land, $5. Are you crazy? You get Shivan Dragon. And here we are today.
The weirdest one by far was Jester's Cap. I remember Jester's Cap was a really expensive card that my brother would always rave about. I never understood why it was good. I still don't understand why it was a good card.
I added one Stronghold combo, Bullwhip, which is 2 and tap. It deals 1 damage to a creature, and then a creature attacks this turn of Able. Hopefully to get stuff running into my Baron Singer to get those +2/+2 counters flowing.
That's next level. That's great. All right, sweet. Seth, what awesomeness did you have packed away in the deck that you didn't get to show? How did you also do the charge counter? How is the charge counter theme built upon?
So kind of the main cards, and it's a little harder, I'm realizing, in Commander because you don't get play sets of things and your deck's a lot bigger, so there's a lot less consistency. There's not that many cards that are good for the charge counter plan. So I think it works better in Constructed, where you can play 4 of them in a 60-card deck, but one of them is Energy Chamber. It's a 2-mana artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can put a +1/+1 counter on an artifact creature or a charge counter on a non-creature artifact. There's also Core Tapper, which is a 2-mana 1/1 that taps to put a charge counter on something, and then you can sack it to put 2 charge counters on something. And Power Conduit, which removes a counter from a permanent and also puts a counter onto a charge counter onto an artifact or a +1/+1 counter on a creature. So those are kind of the main ones. The other thing that I really wanted to be able to play that I didn't get to were the indestructible creatures like Darksteel Gargoyle. For some reason, when I first started playing, I thought the indestructible was like completely overpowered and unbeatable. But now I realize it's a 7-mana 3/3, and even though it's indestructible, it's actually not very good. So I had that in there. I also had Arcbound Overseer, which was like the big finisher of my deck. It's a 8-mana 0/0 with modular 6, so it's actually a 6/6. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you get to put a +1/+1 counter on each modular creature you control, so it's kind of a 8-mana modular lord. So those were kind of some of the stuff I was hoping to find. It could have sped up the Darksteel Reactor plan a little bit, but overall, I think you kind of got to see most of what I was going for. The modular creatures, some random charge counter synergies with like Riptide Replicator and Orochi Hatchery and stuff like that. So, and of course, we didn't see the Eon Storm, which was like the main card in the deck, but I don't have many tutors. I have a single gamble, so I'm kind of just hoping I luck into it. So it's not really that surprising that I didn't stumble into the Eon Storm.
Yeah, I still don't know what that card really does. I need to check that out afterwards. But that was definitely interesting. I've never seen a charge counter deck actually played in EDH. That was my first time, and I've never seen that win condition also placed down. So that was pretty cool. All right, that wraps up Commander Clash. Tune in next week when we build around the legendary creatures from the brand new set Aether Revolt. It's going to be a lot of fun, and until then, see ya!